Hey guys, long time no see. I don't know if you've been very active in the competitive community, but I have been prepping the last few weeks for last weekend's Masters event. CDPR has hired me as a caster, and that took about all of my time, but it was such an amazing event. The community was so unbelievably supportive, and I had so much fun casting all of those games. So I just wanted to say thank you for all of your support, and that I do appreciate it very much. Now, we do have a new expansion, and my goodness, are there so many new archetypes. Like, I didn't even know where to begin, and I took a little bit more time than I normally would to make a deck, because I didn't want to just give you any pile to play and call it tier 1. At least I wanted to make something that works. So I think I've finally managed to find one. Now, you're going to find various variations of the specific deck. This one isn't necessarily the best one, but it is going to be like comparing apples and oranges. They're all going to have their benefits, their strengths, their weaknesses, and this particular one is just the one that I prefer. So let's get right to it and show you these new Witchhunter archetypes. Alright, so first off, you have two options of choosing a leader ability. The one is Pirate's Cove, because you're continuously going to get coins from bounties. The other one is a new popular one that has been changed, and this is also one you can include if you wish to do so. It's called Jackpot. So with Jackpot, you gain 9 coins when you use the order ability, and you can boost any card by the extra amount of coins you have gained. But whenever an allied unit now gives you coins, and you already have 9 coins in your pocket, that card will be boosted by that amount of coins. So let's say you have 9 coins in your pocket, and you play Siggy. Siggy is going to boost himself by 9 points instead of giving you coins. So this is very nice, but the weakness I found with this archetype is the fact that you don't get points if you kill something with a bounty and your pocket is already full, because it has to be a card that gives you that coins. So if I kill a card on my opponent's side of the board that has a bounty and I already have 9 coins in my pocket, I'm not going to get any coins from that. So instead, I decided to spend my coins a little bit more carefully and go with Pirate's Cove. Okay, so of course we start off with the Tiger's Eye stratagem. Now, the Tiger's Eye stratagem gives you 5 coins. This is obviously the best stratagem you can have in Syndicate. I implore that you get this stratagem, and it looks beautiful. The next card is Portal. Now, Portal is pretty nice, and I must warn you, this is a neutral card. It's obvious, but if you have a neutral card in this deck, a card that you cannot use anymore to its full potential is Horse-Sun Jr. So if you want Horse-Sun Jr. in this deck, you will need Devotion, and you will have to get rid of the Portal instead. It is an option though. So what Portal is going to do is it's going to thin your deck very nicely, and it's going to get out your Tax Collectors, which will give you 1 coin per turn, and it will also give you the new Vigilantes. Now, I slept on this card before, but this is such a good card. Whenever a bounty is placed on an enemy unit, this card will damage that card by 2 points, which is a lot for a 4 provision card, because if this stays on the board, you can get up to 10 points of value for this card alone. Now, if you have both of them on the board, they will damage a card by 4 points every time you just place a bounty on the card, perhaps even killing the card instantly. This is a really good card, and some people might say, well, it's easy to kill the card, it's just 4 points. Yes, that's true, but I'd rather have my opponent lock this card than locking all my other cards like this new one, the Witchfinder. This is the best card in Syndicate at the moment, and is a must. Now, a new thing we have is Syndicate Crowns, which is really cool. Basically, it makes your pocket even bigger. It will spawn 3 tokens on the board, and each one of those is a coin, and you can click on it whenever you want it, and it will obviously go right into your pocket. So right now, if you have a pocket full of 9 coins, you can just keep these crowns lying on the board and don't worry about them. They're just extra coins for you, and you can access them when you need them. Now, at the end of your turn, this card will place a bounty on the highest power enemy unit every time there is not already a bounty, which is obviously just insane, because let's say you pair this along with Portal and 2 Vigilantes. Every time she places a bounty on an enemy unit, it immediately gets damaged by 4 points. And then that's where our other spenders will come in. We have to kill that card preferably every turn so that she can place another bounty on a card the next turn. So if we go into spenders, there are quite a few here, and I chose them all very specifically. Of course, you can play around these cards yourself, but this is the most value I could find for the provisions we have in the deck. Now, these are the Witchhunter Executioners. The moment something has bounty, instead of bleeding, it will start damaging that card. So every time I place a bounty on a card, I quickly kill the card with this. And of course, you can easily kill this card, but we have several different spenders that will do the job quite nicely. So another one is Payday, of course, damages an enemy unit by 5. And then we have this new one, Hysteria. Now, Hysteria is also very nice. It places a bounty on an enemy unit and damages it by 3. If there already was a bounty on the enemy unit, you will just damage the card by 6. So instead of having Payday, which is 5 provisions for 5 points of damage, you now get Hysteria, which is 5 provisions for 6 points of damage. It's really nice. Okay, then we have Horse on Freak Show. This is, for me, this is very much like a tunnel drill alternative. You can damage an enemy unit by 2 points, guaranteed. You don't have to do any setup with Cleaver. You don't have to have Crown Splitters on the board. You just play Horse on Freak Show. And again, these are so many engines that your opponent needs to deal with. If they don't deal with it, then you will just be able to use them unconditionally, which is very nice. So, of course, we also have Cleaver. I still find that this is one of the strongest cards in Syndicate. Because we have so many crime cards, this card's Intimidate ability is worth quite a bit. I also included it as a potential spender in case we need one. Then we have Philippa. Now, of course, with Philippa, you can steal a card from your opponent's side of the board. This is still the best amount of coin to point ratio that you'll ever find in Syndicate. Unless, of course, you perhaps play something like the Tunnel Drill. But no, Philippa basically doubles every coin, which is very powerful. So I feel like this is a must in every Syndicate deck. Then we have Graydon. Now, of course, this just makes sense. He destroys an enemy unit with a bounty. So, if your Witchfinder places a bounty on the biggest enemy unit on the board, you just quickly kill it with Graydon. Now, if you want, you can spend Tribute 5, meaning you spend 5 coins beforehand, and then Graydon will not only kill the unit with the bounty, he will also boost himself by that unit's base power. So, let's say you kill Igern, which is a 13-point unit, he will boost himself with 13 points, and you'll fill your pocket with 9 coins. Not bad. Alright, so we have the Flying Redanian. We often reach Horde 9. This is also just a nice thinning card to get out of your deck. We have Furco. Furco's still a very nice tutor. You can get any crime card from your deck with this card. My favorite one right now is Tavern Brawl. Now, Tavern Brawl forces an enemy unit to duel an adjacent unit. I've used this quite a bit now, especially against monsters, and you can get rid of a substantial amount of points, especially with the new relic synergy. And with the relics, you try and place them right next to each other. So if the one is worth 8 points and the other one is worth 12 points, you're going to go 8 into 12, 4 into 8. It's just so much points with Tavern Brawl, and I suggest you get this card. Alright, so we also have Saul. This is a nice tempo engine I normally play in round 1. Round 1, I normally try and just build up my coins. I don't try and commit my Witchfinder or Graydon. So having Saul on the board is always, it's also a nice target. So if your enemy decides to use his control on Saul, that means your Witchfinder will survive in round 2 or 3. Alright, then we have Pickpockets. Now, I had to decide between Siggy and Pickpocket. Now, Pickpocket gives a guaranteed 7 coins. Siggy gives 9. Siggy costs 11 provisions. This card costs 6 provisions. So I think you can understand what went on there. Also, Furco can pull this card from your deck, meaning you have easier access to it. Also, I don't want to build my entire deck around Siggy. It limited my choices in crime cards, and I didn't like it at all. So with Pickpockets, I have a little bit more free range to include any card I want into this deck. Alright, then we have Kurt. Now, he is finding a lot of value here, because not only can he purify a unit, he can place a bounty on an enemy unit. And of course, if you have your Vigilantes on the board, they're immediately going to damage that card the moment it gets a bounty. Lastly, we have Eavesdrop. Now, this is just because I don't always draw the card I want. It's still a guaranteed 5 coins. And it's just a sort of thinning mechanism, or, well, a tutor, if you will. Also, if you want to go uninteractive, you just drop Eavesdrop on the board. You drop Eavesdrop, and your opponent can't interact with your cards. Alright guys, well, that is the basics of the deck. Of course, we also have Casino Bouncers just for a little bit more thinning. And they're great value. I mean, getting 8 points in one bronze card is always nice. Alright, so that is it. I do hope you guys like the deck. I hope you like the expansion. I will try and bring out more of these videos, but I first want to make these decks as optimal as possible before I give them to you. Alright, that is it. So I will now show you 2 or 3 games. The first I played on the ladder, and the other one I played in a friendly match against Handreader. It was very fun, and if you haven't checked out his channel, you should definitely do so. Alright, so it seems like we're going to be playing against Imposter. Now, I'm not sure how Nilfgaard fares against this deck up until now. Of course, having more control is never something we want to see. But we can try and bait out that control with weaker units in round 1. And that's likely exactly what we're going to do here. So, our hand is already a bit too strong. Having Portal round 1 is obviously great for us. We have 2 Hysterias, which will go very nicely along with our Vigilantes. We have Saul, we have Furco. And I'd say that Cleaver might be a bit overkill for now, or either the Witchfinder. For now, I'm going to shuffle away the Witchfinder in case I get bled. And that's never something you want to see, folks. And it always seems to happen. It's a bit like Schrodinger's cat, which is quite ironic. Is it alive or is it dead? I don't know, but you'll end up drawing your worst brick in the game every time.
Of course, as you wish, master.
Draw a card, then place a card from your hand at the top of your deck. I hope we're not playing against the new variation of Nilfgaard, as that is quite a scary little pile that was constructed recently. So I'm going to start off by playing Portal on the range row so we can possibly get a Tax Collector. Instead we get the Vigilante. So already something we can do here is we can just play Hysteria on that card and it will die, because Hysteria will damage it by 3 points and my Vigilante will damage it by 2 more. So let's first see if we can find a better target, but it's always an option we should keep in mind. Also, Veil is our greatest enemy in this sort of matchup. Veil is very bad for us, and that's why Carapace is not a nice leader. Okay, so there we got rid of our first bit of control. So that's not horrible. It's 1 less card that can kill our bigger cards in round 2 or 3. So for now, I'll go a little bit uninteractive here, and I think I will be playing Pickpocket. We get 7 coins, and then perhaps we commit Saul after this one.
Music marries cultures, connects folk to one another.
Okay. Okay, so we're in a bit of a difficult position. I'm considering various strategies. For now, I want to spend some coins. Perhaps we first go with Saul here, and it gets boosted by 2. We always place it on the right.
They belong to me, and me alone.
And we get another Vigilante. Not too bad. Now, for those of you who don't know, cards always tick from melee left to right, then from ranged left to right. So if your Tax Collector gets a point to the left of Saul, he will boost himself by more points. So always place him to the right. Oh no, move any card from your deck to the top. I'm still trying to figure out what we're facing here and I can't tell. But that just makes this meta so much fun. The fact that the meta doesn't yet exist. Alrighty, so what I'm gonna do now is I am going to play Horse on Freak Show. I'm gonna go to 9 coins. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to damage you twice. Go into the 5 range. No, I have to damage it one more time. Now, the reason I'm doing this is because I am going to draw Eavesdrop, and I'm going to shuffle my Flying Redanian back into my deck. And then it's going to pop out after I use my Hysteria, hopefully. Also, winning on even is pretty important. Oh wow, he passes. Okay, so we'll take that. That's fun. Now you can't see the vigilantes in action, unfortunately, but you will see it in the next game. Now, of course, when you find yourself on even, you bleed your opponent. If you've learned anything from the Masters, know that you always end up bleeding your opponent. So we're going to thin the deck now. We're going to get out the Flying Redanian and we're going to get out the Casino Bouncer, increasing our chances of drawing the Witchfinder and Philippa in round 3. Okay, so we're going to start off with our Tax Collector.
In this world, only 2 things are certain.
Also, we might draw into Eavesdrop here and see if we can get our hands on something else. But first we need to thin with Flying Redanian and Casino Bouncers to increase our chances. Okay. I see. He's playing some Viper variation here. Alright. That's fine.
Fancy a game of Kaviri roulette?
This just means we might need to just 2-0 him. Oh, I know how this works. What happens is the Viper comes out of his deck and hops onto my side of the board, and then he starts replicating it. So we need to pass at some point.
Never a problem 4 inches of steel couldn't solve.
It's all right. We're alone here, just between us.
We might just pass now, actually. We'll get the Flying Redanian out on the 7. And then we might just pass. It depends. We'll see. Let me just go and close my curtains. Sorry about that. Yeah, see? See. What he wants to do is he wants to fill his side of the board with Vipers, and we can't allow that. And we pass. Thank you, sir. It was fun playing against you. Now he's gonna have to go a few cards down here if he wants to actually continue filling the board with Vipers.
Vigilance is
See, now he wants this Viper to eat Mata and go onto my side of the board. Then he wants to steal it with Imposter. And then he wants to do it again with Damien. And Idarin is going to allow him to do it twice. But he's going to have to commit quite a bit here. And he's going to have to give me a long round, which is something I'm very happy with. Yeah, I think he's throwing here. He might be throwing just a little bit. Just a tiny bit. Just a tiny bit. Obviously we are quite happy with that being the case. Oh my gosh. Okay. Now he's gonna make another one. Okay, so for those of you who have never faced this sort of matchup, obviously the idea is here that all of these will come out of my graveyard next round and pop onto his side of the board, which is great fun for him. But I hardly doubt it's worth it. Now he purifies them, taking away their doomed statuses, meaning they won't disappear when they go to the graveyard. This will be interesting. Let's see how long it takes him to forfeit. I really hope we draw cards now. Okay, we get one. No. No. Yes. Okay, great stuff. So we get that. We get rid of Payday. And we get rid of Payday. What a hand. See what thinning does, guys. It gives you a guaranteed gold hand, which is just so nice. Okay.
That was not in the spell books.
Now, obviously we're not committing a single card while he still has cards in hand. Oh dear, they're gonna eat my Flying Redanian, aren't they? How dare they? We'll start with Tax Collector.
Corporations are people too.
Oh, we still have a Flying Redanian, interesting. I doubt we'll actually access it. Okay. Now, again, nothing exactly I want to commit at this point in time. Instead, I will go with... What does this do? Give an allied unit armor. Alright. I'll keep Kurt for now, and we'll use Hysteria on you. Okay, so these 5 will come out in the next turn. Okay. I mean, I can just steal something, but I don't particularly feel like I need to.
The flames of righteousness do not scorch the innocent.
All right. Okay, don't be alarmed. I know this looks terrifying, but we can play around it. We can certainly play around it. Oh. Okay, so obviously he was planning on using that on one of the Vipers. Makes sense. Alright, so what do we want to play now? I mean, we could even go as far as playing Cleaver at this point, like, we have nothing to lose. We'll use one of our spenders here. We'll use him once. We'll play Cleaver here. And, we won't use him, because we'll get more value if we don't. Cleaver is 4 for 5, but Sea Jackal is 2 for 3 when you get him in the horde range. So obviously we go Sea Jackal. Alright. Okay, so here's where the fun begins, friends. This is going to be very fun. So now we can't over profit. We go Sea Jackal. Sea Jackal. Look, we're gonna get 7 points. We just need to keep that in mind. You know what? Should we actually just go with the Witchfinder first? It doesn't really matter. I think no, we'll go with Tavern Brawl for now. It's gonna give us 7 points, so let's just use this one more time. And with one more time, I mean another time. And we go Tavern Brawl into Viper. We get 8. And look, this is where Cleaver comes in. Cleaver boosts himself for Intimidate. Okay, we're at 9 coins again, so we quickly get our value out of it. Ranged. Horde ability. Now we play the Witchfinder, and this is where it gets fun, okay? Now she's going to place... Oh, look at that. Amazing. So, we're going to get a bounty on the biggest card now, every single time. And then what we do is, pretty much, we quickly kill it. Every time. Here we go. And we get 1 extra coin. There we go. And kill. And we're on 7 again, and here we are. Now let's see if he passes, because I assure you he will. I'll quickly just do this so you can see for fun. Spin, 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 spin. Play Graydon, kill. That's it. Okay, we'll pause here. But that was fun, and I'm sure you guys understand the archetype now. It's so much fun to play, especially if your opponent can't deal with your cards. But GG. It's on. Saw you in Greek's chat when he tried Gwent. Oh yeah, I remember. How do I add music to my music?
Strong magic.
Okay, here we go. You mean music to Gwent? You go in the settings and make sure the music is turned on. It's on.
Corporations are people too.
It is best to learn Russian under Sabaton. Subathon. It's more than a job if you try to help such Pepegas. Thank you. Pretty much. Whoop.
When will you ever learn?
Can he cut cleanly with you squirming about like that?
Whoop.
Out of the way, rabble!
This dance, you will never forget. Gotta hand it to you. Good work. Gotta hand it to you. Good work.
Okay. It's okay, chat. We got this.
Oak makes for the best pyres.
Oh, here it comes. Again, I miss playing so bad. This needs to go to the right of that. Okay, wait. One. Now I lose 1 point. Kill own Kingslayer? I don't think I can.
Regret this, sir.
I don't think I can.
This is all I need.
I have no cards that kill units, just...
Devil's seed! Cursed wench!
If the ring won't come off, just take the whole finger.
Hey, Deadshot. He eating my dick like a snake. Ah, it's still okay. It's still okay. Portal, no! Sad.
Yes.
Yeah, who wants a tea or coffee? I would like a tea or coffee. He's not getting my good cards. He's not getting my good cards.
I can't wait to hear your wicked flesh sizzle.
He has Vulgarfort, most likely.
Time to get our hands.
Now I'm gonna pass. Bye. Oof.
This time it'll be personal.
Your name, young man, demands you be cursed into an
Please
earth.
wait, Your Excellency. Falling behind.
Nausicaa! Charge!
Knowledge is a weapon of great power.
My prescription, a bit of bloodletting.
Stop.
You'll suffer the consequences of your
Woo.
foolishness.
Your humble
Chat, can someone explain to me why the sharpshooters that my finders aren't even though my finder is? I'll read that right now.
They only eat corpses, except sometimes they're quite fresh.
Gotta hand it to you. Good work. Gotta hand it to you. Good work.
The shame I have made.
Slishkom lichko. GG, hand reader. GG. Ooh, gosh. You know it's gonna be nice. People keep telling me to take this out of the deck. I see no reason to. Oh my gosh, that was so beautiful. What just happened? Okay, I have no concept for what just happened. Whenever this unit is damaged, reduce its base power by 1. Well, that seems to be a game over. Cheers, chat.